So I'll be entirely honest with you. There is no possible way that you're going to ever achieve the goals that you set for yourself for one specific reason. And that reason is because you are way too comfortable. You're way too comfortable with where you're currently at. There is no discomfort. And true discomfort means that you're actually disgusted by where you're at. You haven't hit that yet. See, I have a lot of people who I work with, I'll coach, or some people will reach out to me for coaching when it comes to fitness, mindset, business, whatever that looks like. And I can tell immediately that they will never actually change. Whatever I tell them, I can tell them everything that they need, but they will never change because they've never hit rock bottom yet. See, the uncomfortable reality about life, the uncomfortable reality about men in general, we need to hit rock bottom before we make massive transformations. And a lot of you haven't hit rock, like you watching this video right now, you haven't hit rock bottom yet. You haven't hit rock bottom. And what is rock bottom? Rock bottom is when literally nothing is working. So for example, when it comes to fitness, you haven't been fat and out of shape to the point where you literally just can't breathe anymore. You can't, or you can breathe, of course, or else if you didn't breathe, you die. But you just can't move the way that you can. You start to see the effects. People start to tell you that you need to start losing weight. You feel ashamed of yourself when you look in the mirror. These are rock bottom things that go on when it is time for you to make the change. These are what's going to trigger anger. See, too many of you don't utilize the anger of being at rock bottom, the anger and discomfort of actually wanting change. Instead, what you do is you sit in that state of comfort, in that like middle stage where you're not making progress and you don't feel like you're too far behind. This is what's going to keep you steady forever. And this is why some people, have you ever seen like the high schooler? Like I remember when I was in high school, I was kind of a jock in high school, but at the same time, I wasn't like a top level jock, right? But there were people who were like killing it in high school. They had the girl, they had the money, they had, because they were doing different hustles. They had the sport that they were like an all-star at, and you thought that their life was going to just transform and go through a different trajectory. What happens is when they graduated from high school, everybody else who suffered in high school, that's why some of the high school nerds become some of the most successful people, because they felt the pain, they felt the anger at rock bottom. They were in rock bottom during their high school times, and they made the transformation, and they ended up transitioning to a better state, a way better state in the real world. See, a lot of people, you stay stuck. You may be just average, right? Being average is the worst. I hate the middle. Like I genuinely hate the middle. And I hate the middle because it breeds comfort and it keeps you from becoming the best version of yourself. I like the bottom because the bottom forces you to overcompensate with massive action to then actually make the transformation. Some of my greatest clients that I've worked with have made the biggest transformations. They've lost 30, 40 pounds because they hit rock bottom. They were in pain. They wanted everything they possibly could, and they listened to every little thing to make that change. Some of the best business clients I've ever had were people who literally were broke, did not have any money to pay their next bill, and were struggling day in, day out. Were embarrassed because their cards could not register when they were trying to buy something, and they felt that embarrassment, and that flipped a switch in their head to go do something different with their existence, with their life. And too many of you, you're in this comfortable state. See, society, it forces you to stay comfortable because it allows for you to then not improve. You just remain in the middle. And people in the middle are the people who die without accomplishing anything in life. If you're average right now, you need to find something. Find something that's going to make you angry in your state. Level up your goals. Think higher. Think of way bigger goals to make you feel like you're at rock bottom. That is the mindset shift you need to have. You need to trick your mind into thinking that you're at rock bottom, even if you're not. That is how you won't have to actually feel the tangible consequences of being at rock bottom, because you've already reprogrammed your brain to believe that you currently are at rock bottom. This is why so many young people are succeeding today, and so many of the older people are not, because the older people are comfortable. They can pay their mortgage, they can pay their rent, they can pay their car note, they can do all of that. Everything's pretty stagnant. So they don't necessarily see a large gaping issue with their lifestyle. Now, the younger people who think extremely big, they see themselves as they're nothing right now. Like even for me, I trick myself into thinking that I'm genuinely nothing right now because of how big my goals are. This is why people who dream big tend to actually succeed and do the work and overcompensate to become the best versions of themselves without going through that actual tangible suffering that you go through when you're at rock bottom. If you do go through that suffering, then it's just by default, you're going to be angry and you're going to want to make a change. So if you keep staying average, if you remain in the middle, you will always underperform. You will always be mediocre. And nobody wants to be mediocre on the inside. You always want to change. But the reason why you're not changing is because you are consistently thinking that you are okay. There is always a plan B. There's always something. You have parents that are successful that you can go live with if things don't work out. You haven't burned all the ships. See, some people who become massively successful without having to hit rock bottom, they burn all the ships. So they artificially feel like they're at rock bottom. And that triggers, especially as a male, as a man, you need to have an adrenaline response, an adrenal response to then catapult yourself forward. But you haven't hit that point yet. So I urge you, stop being okay with where you're at. Start being very uncomfortable with even how you look. If you are not in shape, you should be looking in the mirror and saying, man, and thinking of who you want to be and realizing that you're not even close. You're at 0 right now and being uncomfortable with that. See, a lot of people say self-love and all of that. Self-love is great when you've achieved your goals. Self-love is great when you're actually doing the actions to achieve your goals. But if you're sitting and you're not doing anything and you feel stagnant, there's no room for self-love. There's room for anger and aggression, because anger and aggression will force you to take the actions to be able to move forward and get the actual results in your life. See, you're probably depressed right now because your body is telling you that you need to make a change to get to the desired state that you want to be at. That is why you're depressed. That is why you're not able to achieve what you need to achieve. And you may be successful in one area, but maximize the other area. Find a different challenge for yourself. That way you don't remain average. You don't become complacent with the results that you've gotten. I've gotten a lot of results in my life, but I'm not complacent because I look to exceed in other areas, right? Social media, I look to exceed on YouTube. I didn't get on YouTube, so I was like, let me make a challenge and get on YouTube. With my physique now, I want to get bigger and I want to get leaner. I create new goals for myself. I create a new ideal for myself. I want my mind to literally be like a super brain, superpower. So I have to learn mental tactics. I have to learn the mind, the brain. I'm starting to learn that more because I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable where I'm at right now. But you're comfortable, too comfortable. And that's why you're still at the state that you're in right now. So make that change. Take this video and actually utilize it and make the change. Become uncomfortable. Visualize yourself at rock bottom because of how big your goals are if you're not there yet. And if you are at rock bottom, there's no reason why you shouldn't be consistently trying to get to where you want to be. So if this video is motivating for you, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend who needs this push of motivation, who needs this to be able to go and do something with their life, who needs this framework. Tap in with me. Links are in the description if you want to tap in with one-on-one transformational coaching. I do fitness and mindset as well as brand money acceleration. So helping you build the personal brand that you want and then monetizing that, becoming a coach or becoming a consultant, building info products, whatever that looks like that you want to do, hit me up. Link is in the description. I got you. And I'm going to catch you on the next video.